Hello and welcome everyone. I am so happy you're here. Tonight we're going to dive into the 4 hormone traps that are sabotaging your energy, your sleep, and staying slim. Hi, I'm Jody Friebel. I'm a functional health practitioner and women's hormone and gut health specialist. I hope to have some Q&A at the end, but if I'm unable to answer all your questions at the end of the presentation, I'll leave my email address. And so be sure to write down anything that comes to mind and let's dive in. So, tonight we're diving into the 4 biggest hormone traps that are leaving so many women in midlife feeling burned out, irritable, and unlike themselves. So, my goal tonight is simple to help you understand what's really going on inside your body and to give you hope and tools to start feeling amazing again. So, just a quick disclaimer everything I share tonight is for educational purposes only. So, please consult your healthcare provider for making any medical decisions. I'll be sharing from my own personal research and personal experience, as well as working with my midlife women. So, a little bit about me. I'm a board certified functional health practitioner. I help motivated women that are burned out who want to discover what's really going on in their bodies so that they can finally feel like themselves again. So a few years ago, I looked like I had it all together. Busy sports mom, professional, and perfectionist. But behind the scenes, I was running on fumes. I was fatigued, brain fogged. I was bloated, restless nights, and mood swings that came out of nowhere. So to cope, I leaned on caffeine and wine, telling myself it was just how women get through midlife. Eventually, my body crashed and I ended up in the hospital. That was my wake up call. I discovered functional medicine, realized my symptoms weren't random. They were my body's way of asking for help. By addressing my hormones, gut, and stress patterns, I finally healed from the inside out. The brain fog lifted, my energy came back, I slept more soundly than I ever had before, and I no longer needed alcohol to cope. So today, through my balanced method, I help motivated midlife women ditch the fatigue, brain fog, and hormonal chaos so that we can feel lighter, calmer, and unstoppable again. If I can rebuild my health and reclaim my spark, you can too. So here's our journey tonight. We're going to walk through the 4 biggest hormone traps that secretly sabotage your sleep, energy, and ability to stay slim in midlife. I'll show you why your symptoms are not just in your head the fatigue, the weight changes, the mood swings, and restless nights. They're actually signs that your body is out of sync and trying to get your attention. Then we'll talk about simple, practical steps you can start using right away to steady your energy, improve your sleep, and feel more like yourself again. And I'll finally share next steps if you're ready for deeper support, because you don't have to figure this all out on your own. My goal tonight is to help you understand your body on a whole new level and leave feeling empowered, hopeful, and in control again. For those that stay with me until the end, I want to share with you a simple hack that can add to your routine that in research shows that may increase your fat loss when compared to those who didn't do it in the morning. So, hint, I guarantee most of you have this in your pantry right now. You're here today because you're in the mysterious stage of life, midlife. So, this training is for you if you finally want to feel good in your body again, but everything you do isn't working. Maybe you've been dismissed by your doctor or told that your labs are fine, but even though you don't feel fine, you've tried the latest supplements that you've Googled on the internet. You've searched all over the place for hormone advice from your neighbors and you're just in this analysis paralysis state where there's just so much information and you don't know where to start. And only to find yourself feeling exhausted, confused, and stuck, and nothing is working. So just stay with me and I'll show you the 4 hormone traps sabotaging even the healthiest midlife woman and what you can actually do about them and decide for yourself. So all I ask is that you have an open mind. Let me guess. You didn't start this journey to end up more tired, more frustrated, and heavier than you ever have been. And yet, here you are, skipping your favorite foods, pushing yourself at the gym, Googling a thyroid diet, only to wake up even more bloated and exhausted or wide eyed at 2 a.m. It's infuriating, right? It's not your fault. I've felt the same way. But because your hormones shift in midlife, your body switches from fat burning mode to fat protective mode, and no one told you. These symptoms aren't random. They are SOS signals from your insulin, cortisol, estrogen, and thyroid screaming for help. Ignoring them doesn't just cost you your confidence, it starts impacting your health, relationships, and joy. So tell me if this sounds familiar. Your life is already so busy, and with work, family, and relationships responsibilities pulling at you from all directions, it's no wonder you're burnout. You're dragging through the day on caffeine, trying to hide hot flashes during work meetings, and snapping at your family because you're exhausted and wondering if the vibrant version of you is gone for good. These aren't character flaws, they're hormone traps. Maybe you've had hormone testing from your doctor and have been told that everything is normal. Or maybe you're just so busy that you can't even be consistent with the health advice you have found. Maybe you've ordered supplements and they make you feel a little different, but you're not getting the results you want. Maybe you're just settling with the idea that this is just the old you and the old you is gone. So if this sounds familiar, you're not alone. And if this resonates with you, put a thumbs up or a yes in the chat. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I see. And it's not your fault. Listen, midlife change is uniquely that nobody really prepared us for. Nobody taught us how perimenopause, the menopausal shifts your hormones so drastically. And that's why I want to share with you the 4 hormone traps that are getting in the way of feeling like your vibrant self again, having energy to enjoy time with your family and sleeping through the night. Now, I want you to just imagine this for a second. Imagine the weight starting to come off steadily and not through starvation or crazy boot camps, but because your body is finally working with you instead of against you. Imagine waking up with energy that actually lasts all day. No more dragging yourself through the afternoon, no more living on caffeine just to stay upright. Imagine sleeping through the night, not tossing, not waking at 3 a.m., and opening your eyes feeling genuinely rested for the first time in years. Imagine feeling confident in your clothes again, strong, clear-headed, and even a little sexier in your own skin because you're finally seeing the results that you have all these efforts have paid off for. So you're super excited. So imagine knowing what your body already needs, understanding how to eat, move, and live in a way that supports your hormones, and then actually watching your body respond. That's what happens when we stop fighting our biology and start working with it. That's what happens when you stop dieting and start balancing your hormones. Because your body isn't broken, it's just out of rhythm, trying to protect you, trying to adapt. And once we reset those key hormone signals, your cortisol, insulin, thyroid, and estrogen, your metabolism, your energy, your sleep, your mood, everything starts to come into place. And why me? Well, I've been in your shoes, exhausted, frustrated, doing all the right things, or so I thought, eating the clean foods, exercising, cutting calories like we think we're supposed to, and still feeling worse. The weight kept creeping up. My sleep was a mess. My moods were all over the place, and my energy barely lasted past lunch. I was often yawning when it was lunchtime, and it didn't make any sense. Like so many women in midlife, I was coping with coffee in the morning and wine at night, thinking that's just how we get through. That this level of exhaustion and overwhelm was normal. But deep down, I knew it wasn't. That's when I started searching for answers. I ran my own functional labs in my training to become a functional health practitioner, studied the science of hormones, and learned how insulin, cortisol, estrogen, and thyroid all work together and what happens when they don't. So once I learned how to rebalance those key hormones, everything changed. The night sweat stopped. I was sleeping through the night again. My energy returned steady and calm without needing caffeine to start the day or wine to take the edge off. That journey inspired me to create my proven balance method, the same framework I now use with my clients. So it's a step-by-step approach that helps women uncover the root cause of their symptoms, rebalance their hormones naturally, and finally feel like themselves again. Now I help other women do the same using functional testing, personalized nutrition, and lifestyle strategies so you can stop guessing and start healing. Because your body isn't broken, it's just asking for balance. And once you restore that balance, everything starts to fall into place. Because your body is constantly striving for balance, I created the balance method. So, this is my signature framework designed to help women move from exhaustion and frustration to energy and clarity and confidence by addressing the root causes of hormonal imbalance. It's built around the understanding that your body isn't broken, it's simply out of rhythm. And when you realign your hormones, digestion, and nervous system, everything starts to work in harmony again. We begin by resetting the foundation, stabilizing blood sugar, improving sleep, and creating daily consistency so your body feels safe enough to heal. Then we assess and awaken, connecting the dots between symptoms and patterns through functional testing and insight driven strategies. Now we calm the chaos by easing inflammation, supporting gut health, and regulating stress hormones like cortisol. From there, we restore rhythm, bring balance back to your hormonal and metabolic systems so energy, mood, and cycles feel ready again. Finally, we nurture and sustain, integrating long term habits of nutrition and mindset tools that help you thrive without constant effort or burnout. So, the balance method blends functional medicine, holistic nutrition, and mind body awareness to help and stop guessing and start healing naturally, sustainably, and with grace. So meet Sarah. She's 47, a busy teacher, mom of two, and one of those women who always goes 110%. Sound familiar? She was running on fumes, exhausted by mid afternoon, tossing and turning all night, and constantly feeling like her mood was swinging between wired and wiped out. She once said to me, I used to love teaching, but now I feel like I'm just surviving the day. I can't lose the extra 15 pounds that came out of nowhere. And I wake up more tired than I ever did when I went to bed. Ugh. Functional labs were run on her, and we started looking deeper. It became clear she was stuck in all four of the hormone traps I'm going to show you tonight. Her cortisol was flatlined, her blood sugar was a roller coaster, her thyroid was sluggish, and her estrogen and progesterone were completely out of sync. So, using my balance methods, Sarah started to notice big shifts. Her energy came back. She was sleeping through the night for the first time in years. Her mood felt more stable, calmer, and lighter. And she told me she was finally had enough energy left at the end of the day to enjoy evenings with her family again. And the best part, she didn't do anything extreme. So, no crazy detoxes or diets, just understanding her body's hormone communication and giving it the right support. Does this sound familiar to you? Yeah. Yeah. See, yeses in the chat. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely similarities. I see. Yeah. So in the chat section, definitely, I thank you for responding to yes and no, because this is very common. However, if you're listening to this too, I'm sure there's some truth to Sarah that resonates with you as well. So these are the four hormone traps I see again and again in the women I work with. And most of the time, they don't realize they're stuck in them. They're sneaky because they show up as everyday symptoms of fatigue, the stubborn weight, the brain fog, the mood swings, the restless nights, things that you just feel like are normal again. But this is not just you getting older. This is different. So this is where we're going to dive into the four hormone traps, which are number one is blood sugar roller coaster. Number two, cortisol chaos. And then number three, estrogen dominance. And then we'll dive into thyroid trouble. But it's not aging, it's imbalance. So let's unpack each one because once you understand what's happening, you finally stop fighting your body and start working with it again. So, hormone trap number one, blood sugar roller coaster. That's where the day starts to unravel for so many women. So, when your meals are high in refined carbs, or you skip breakfast and live on coffee, your blood sugar spikes up and down, and you do this roller coaster all day long. Every crash sends a signal of emergency to your adrenals, which release cortisol to bring glucose back up. And that's why you might feel shaky, anxious, or crave sugar mid afternoon. But over time, these swings make you insulin resistant, which means your cells stop responding efficiently to insulin's message to move glucose inside the cell. That's when you start seeing that stubborn belly fat that women in midlife struggle with, the mood swings, and that hangry feeling crash around 3 p.m. But to fix this, our root fix for the blood sugar roller coaster is to balance our meals. So we want to include protein, fiber, and healthy fats. So think of your plate like a team that keeps your blood sugar steady. Protein like chicken, fish, eggs, or legumes helps slow digestion and keep you full. Fiber from veggies and leafy greens support gut health and prevent quick blood sugar spikes. So, and healthy fats like avocado, olive oil, nuts, and seeds help to stay satisfied and stabilize energy between meals. When you eat all three together, you feel fuller longer and your blood sugar stays steady instead of swinging up and down. Also, reducing stress, because when our cortisol is high, our blood sugar becomes high because cortisol and sugar have a relationship where they go up together, they follow each other. Also, strength training, our muscles are like sponges for glucose. So the more muscle mass you build, more efficiently your body uses and stores sugar. Deep breathing, because this stimulates and rests our cortisol. This might seem simple, but slowing your breath activates your what we call the parasympathetic. Uh, that's the part of your nervous system, central nervous system, that is rest and digest, compared to sympathetic, which is your fight or flight system. So this lowers your cortisol, helping to regulate blood sugar by deep breathing. And then hormone trap number 2. When stress is constant, cortisol stays elevated. This throws off our thyroid function, which directly affects your metabolism. It also suppresses progesterone, potentially impacting the balance of estrogen, and keeps your body in fight or flight. You feel wired but tired, anxious, and irritable, also running on fumes. So to fix this, our root fix for cortisol chaos is, again, meditation, things that are calming, which calms your mind and helps your body shift out of the fight or flight. Even 5 minutes can lower cortisol and steady your mood. Prayer creates space and peace and surrender by helping you release cortisol and lower stress hormones naturally. So if you need something instant, like cold water on the face activates the vagus nerve, your central nervous system, to quickly calm the nervous system and drop cortisol. Then we can also try intentional mindset shift. So reframing your thoughts from stress to possibility helps your brain feel safe and reduces cortisol over time. Estrogen is a powerhouse hormone, but in midlife, it can feel like it's either flooding your system or disappearing overnight. So too much or too little can trigger hot flashes, night sweats, heavy cycles, mood swings, and even the stubborn weight around the middle. So when estrogen isn't balanced, everything feels off from your brain to your body. So our root fix for estrogen dominance, it comes down to our nutrition, a lot of it, but we want to support our detox and healthy estrogen levels by eating cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, broccoli sprouts, and organic raw unpeeled carrots. One of my faves, actually. Here's another really great trick too, is milled flax seeds that gently bind to your estrogen receptors. So when your estrogen is too high, they can block the stronger estrogens from binding. And when your estrogen is too low, they can provide a mild estrogenic effect. Basically, milling the flax seeds is a modulator for estrogen, balancing either way. If it's too high, it modulates it back down. If it's too low, it brings it back up. So also super important for all general health is to be able to have a bowel movement 1 to 2 times a day. We also want to make sure we're sweating to release those toxins. Those are our detox pathways. Avoiding estrogen mimickers such as perfumes and plastics that disrupt our hormones are super important. Then we jump to hormone trap number 4, thyroid trouble. So your thyroid is like the thermostat for your entire body. When it's underfunctioning, which is so common in midlife, you feel constantly tired. Your metabolism slows and hair starts thinning, and you might even feel puffy or swollen. So what's tricky is that thyroid issues are often missed in conventional labs. So women are told you're fine while they feel anything but fine. So root cause for thyroid trouble is also incorporating more thyroid nutrients in order to make and activate those hormones. So Brazil nuts provide selenium to convert T4 into active T3. Sardines and seafood offer iodine and omega 3s that help hormone production. Eggs and raw dairy offer healthy fats and amino acids to help support your thyroid tissue and energy levels. You might be thinking, this is just aging. Tough it out. There's nothing you can do. But the truth is, that's not the whole story. Balancing your hormones naturally is possible. You don't have to accept fatigue, mood swings, or burnout as your new normal. Hormonal imbalance isn't inevitable, and you deserve to feel like yourself again. You also might be thinking, I've done everything, nothing works. Well, that's not true because maybe you haven't tried different yet. You haven't worked with a functional trained practitioner yet who really spends the time to dig deep to find your root causes. So you don't have to take my word for it, but here's other women who have experience after working on their hormones and their gut health with me. So take Thea, Jen, and Nancy. So here's Thea. She's a perimenopausal mom. After working with Jody and adding the right things to my diet and following her guidance, my gut is no longer in misery. The issues that everyone blew off are gone. It's amazing. Jody's approached a whole person and really cares that her clients have the best they can be. Jen, she is also a perimenopausal mom. So she says working with Jody has been a joy. Her knowledge, holistic nutrition has been eye-opening. And then we have Nancy. So she's a postmenopausal woman. I wanted to let you know that my digestive tract is doing so much better. With your help and the supplements you recommended, I'm feeling so much better is an understatement. So this isn't just about calories or willpower or lack of knowledge. It's your hormones. These four biggest traps are insulin, cortisol, estrogen, and thyroid that are sabotaging your energy, sleep, and staying slim. So these are fixable with the right strategy. So let's talk more about how to make this work for you. So here's a little who I help. I help motivated but burned out women. Oftentimes they're sports moms like me, I was. Teachers, also me, and a professional. Okay, also me. Discover what's really going on in their body so they can finally feel like themselves again. So if this sounds like you're in the right place. So if you're ready to stop dragging yourself through the day, I invite you to book a free Happy Hormone Strategy call with me. But on this call, I will personally evaluate and invite you and look into your symptoms. Now, let me make this clear. This is not some scripted process that everybody is getting or whatever, Now, this is a customized conversation for you where I'm going to take your symptoms and your nutrition, your lifestyle, things you've already tried, things you've done in the past, things that may not be getting or may be getting in the way. And I'm not going to be able to give you I'm going to be able to give you very specific feedback on what exactly you need to get the results you're looking for, whether it's improved mood, energy, and just let your life get back into confidence to walk into a room like you own it. We're going to look at your lifestyle and identify what could be blocking your health, things your doctor won't tell you, so that you can ditch the extra bloat and weight gain, get your energy back, and love spending time with your family. So this is a very unique value-based call, unlike anything else you've ever seen. And we're going to really go a lot deeper. But I do want to make really clear that this call is for you if you're a motivated midlife woman who really cares about their health, both physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Your health is one of the most top priorities you should have in this midlife so that you can get the real answers. This isn't a quick fix. This isn't a one size fits all. This is unique and specific to you and your health goals. Something that you are wanting to solve right now. So we're going to go really deep. We're going to evaluate your nutrition and lifestyle, as I mentioned, and because we want you to take charge of your own health, to show up for your family, work, and God in a way that you haven't in a long time. So go below and click the link to book a call with me. And I can't wait to talk to you really, really soon. Oh, and I'm only taking a few spots this week. Also, is a thank you for those who booked today. I'll give you a 5 things making you fat or sick, things to avoid. So here's how you get a hold of me. I have a website, email address, or I'm on Indeed and LinkedIn, Instagram also. But because I go deep on these calls, I can only take 5 women this week. And once we wrap this session, bonuses go away. So don't wait. Click the book my call in the chat box to schedule a time with me. And before we go, as promised, I will be sending you the 5 darn things keeping you fat or sick. Plus, for those who stayed with me until the end, I will share with you that simple routine that will, in research, may increase your fat loss when compared to those who didn't do this in the morning. So it's just that simple hack of adding a small amount of apple cider vinegar in the morning may support your fat loss effort. So about a tablespoon and 8 ounces of water in the morning will also stimulate your bowels, which is amazing for gut health. And it's particularly if you're already working on eating clean, balancing hormones, and reducing stress. So research shows it may help reduce your weight, BMI, by a modest amount and is a part of a bigger picture of nutrition, movement, sleep, and stress. And it's also important if you're on medications for blood pressure, blood sugar, or have reflux, tooth enamel concerns, or kidney issues, please check with your practitioner. But always, special note, please drink with a metal or a glass straw instead of drinking the apple cider vinegar by itself. And before we wrap up, I'd like to invite you to my next webinar on gut health. I would love to see you there. Thank you so much for spending time with me this evening. Remember, you're not broken and you're not alone. Change is possible and it starts with one step. Thank you. Have a good evening. Bye.